time to talk football. Protesters in Accra have actually presented a petition to the Ministry of Youth and Sports this afternoon, hoping to stop the impending Ghana Football Association elections scheduled for tomorrow, and clad in red and black, and also holding some of the placards and highlighting instances they believe have contributed to the regression or retrogression of Ghana football. A group known as the Ghana Football Stakeholders Forum led a demonstration from the Akko-Ejay interchange here in Accra through Ringway, moved through past the site of the National Cathedral, through to the Accra Sports Stadium, and finally ended up at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Joyce sports editor Gary Al Smith has been there, captured all the moments, and comes through with his report.
We are now near the Snitz Guest House at the Rescue GFA demo, which seeks to draw attention to what they believe are the manipulations, they say, at the Ghana Football Association. They believe that the system is not working in a football way, and this is one of the conveners who will speak to us now. Thank you for joining us on Join News, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. This your full name?
Samuel Aboa, but they popularly call me Pakwesi.
Pakwesi, Samuel Aboa. For those in the football circles, he's a well-known person. But for the rest of you as well, today he, together with some of his colleagues, so can you give us the names first of all to establish who are the conveners of this demonstration? Yourself and
myself, Nana Mankwakwache, Charles Kojon team, popularly known as Mickey Charles. We are the main people confronting this issue. Why,
in your own words, is this, or has this become necessary?
Yeah, this has become necessary because a whole lot is going on in our football, and I think that it is the best time to tell the world what is happening. Most of the times we show most of the things within our circles, and Keto Kreku has taken advantage of that situation. That's more reason why this time around we have come out to demonstrate to the people of Ghana and the world to know what is actually happening in our football.
Okay. Are there any specific instances of some of these manipulations that you would want to highlight for people, especially not in the football circles, to understand?
First of all, you, Gary, just look at our disciplinary issues. A lot has come out. If you are not in the good books of Keto Kreku, there's no, regardless of how good your case is, there's no way you will win the case at disciplinary committee. When you go to appeal, it will happen same. And Keto Kreku is running football as if he's running Dream Safety. And
that is his own club.
His own club. And some of us think that is not the right way. There should be justice. There should be an open playing ground for all of us, because we all pay affiliation fees. So we don't see the reason why you should treat other clubs like they are not part of the association. That's more reason why we are out today. Keto Kreku is very vindictive. Very, very vindictive. Look at the teams that has collapsed. Look at Fire Rangers. Look at Ahmedayos. Look at Brekum Arsenals. Look at my own team, Secondary Azakes. Look at the Chiman City. And you realize that anybody who is vocal on our issues, Keto Kreku makes sure your team is gone down. That's more reason why we want to put stop to some of these things.
Lots of people are joined. I see the man they call the one-man supporter, the legendary one-man supporter. Good morning and welcome to Joy News.
This is local.
Ketri. Mebacho Ketri. Mebacho. Yane Pike Akasa. Ade na mo ha.
The tell what I say. Adwuma e ma Ghana nyina ni gie no. Yan hwe yi a de ekono e betima e basa. Egusu a enema bebre be sei. Enipa nya wuwi a yan na ontimi nyane. Ye be say oman no sori no hwe say. Emra na efe no ahihye no so me de adwuma na nipa no e fantiase no. A ma etwema me ntwe. A hwe be for asemaba no. Oman nyina san hwe say. Se ne fanfa so be yiye masomdua ba. Nti we awareness ye ma oman na ya aware say. Asem we be si. Na ye kan ho asem a ye betima sobo. Ya kan ho asem ye na si wi a. Ye ka say me hunu yanka. Who ya uhu kra. Enutina ye awareness we say. The whole nation among sorry no more hwe say. Ye betima kansa no ma.
One man supporter is basically saying that If they don't let people know about what they perceive to be problems, tomorrow they will be accused of not highlighting the issues, and that's why they are here. They want to highlight the issues for the sake of posterity and for history purposes as well. Now, you might know this face. You might know this face.
Everybody knows this.
Yeah, you might know this face. If you've been in the gospel scene for a while, you might know the tune Tabita Kum. That is the man himself. Please, what's your official name?
My official name is Nicholas Omanie Champon.
Nicholas Omanie Champon. There is a name that they used to call you.
Zafanat Pania.
Zafana Pania.
I have many names anyway.
He has a man with many names. But Sanka, where there's Sanka in your gospel? This is not gospel. Why are you here?
Haven't you heard that Ghana is Christian country? Ghana is gospel nation. Haven't you heard of that?
We have heard.
Good. You see, the way and manner football especially is being run in this country, it's not good. Things are not going on well at all. Because look at the elections that is coming on, that is scheduled to be coming on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Agitations are so much. Troubles, problems, complaints, and what have you. You understand? But I know that before the commencement of this, elections campaign, when the aspirants started their campaign, you and I know very well that the FA boss, that's Mr. Keto Kreku, wanted to go unopposed. I hope you know about that. Yeah. How come? That at the time that football is, down, at the time that we don't have anything to boast
in football,
and the boss of the FA want to go unopposed.
So your reason is that?
Reason is that at the end of the day, when people wanted to, contest him, the most person that is that man, what is the name of Mr. George Afriyie was disqualified based on the fact that we don't really get it.
Sure.
So we are demonstrating to the whole world, and especially this country, the leaders must wake up.
Sure.
Otherwise, our brother Keto Kreku is taking FA as his personal business, and we disagree with that.
Sure.
They should allow whoever is ready to contest him.
Well, excerpts of what transpired today, but the conversation is on, mainly asking for the GFA election to be put on hold. Let's get more from Muftar Nabila Abdullah, who's joining us, sports journalist, also looking at all of the issues that have come up. Let's talk about the race itself, the election that they want put on hold. The point about what happens if this election is indeed placed on hold. The argument is that you have only Keto Kreku passed for now to stand the elections. If you put it on hold, you're not changing anything.
You are changing a lot of things. You're changing many things based on the fact that George Afriyie is in court. In fact, he's gone to the Accra High Court Human Rights Division. He says that his human rights have been violated by the Elections Committee and the Appeals Committee of the Ghana Football Association. Right. He's also gone to the Court of Arbitration for Sport to appeal the decision of the Elections Committee to disqualify him from the elections. Mm-hmm. So if we proceed to organize the elections, and should it happen that these legal bodies decide that indeed George Afriyie was unfairly disqualified, it means that the Ghana Football Association would have to organize the elections all over again. Right. And that's going to be another cost to the Ghana Football Association.
Let's break this down. The individuals jostling for the position of the GFA presidency. We have Keto Kreku, a name we've heard before. George Afriyie is also not new to this game. Yeah. But for our viewers, those who may not be conversant with the faces, the names involved, just break down the potential of these two individuals who are jostling for the race, actually.
Okay, so if you take it, let me start with George Afriyie. Yeah. George Afriyie, he's been part of the Ghana football politics since 2005. Mm-hmm. That was after he moved from Gamba All Blacks. He contested for the position of Executive Committee of the Ghana Football Association when they changed the statutes in 2005. And He served in this capacity until he was roped into the emergency committee. So prior to the 2019 GFA elections, the statutes were in a way that we had the larger executive committee and there was the emergency committee. The emergency committee were just 5 members, which is the president plus 4 other people. So George Afriyie was part of the emergency committee of the Ghana Football Association. So in 2015, he was made the vice president of the GFA by Kwesi Nyantakyi after the GFA again decided to change their statutes. And the argument then was that at FIFA and CAF, you have the president who is able to determine who becomes his vice president. He wants to work with someone he's very comfortable with. So when that happened, George Afriyie became the vice president of Kwesi
Nyantakyi. Right.
But in April 2018, George Afriyie was removed from this role following a plethora of allegations that he was backstabbing his boss.
And part of the reason also is that he had wanted to be president.
Yeah, and it's actually something that he actually wanted. But one of the things that I spoke to people close to George Afriyie and even to Kwesi Nyantakyi on all these things. And one of the things I got was the fact that George Afriyie felt that Kwesi Nyantakyi had said 3 separate times that he was not going to contest the GFA presidency again.
But then he violated that.
Well, they will tell you that it's only a fool who is not ready to change his mind.
And then comes number 12, right?
Yes, there comes number 12. Number 12
we have
a leeway for everyone to vie for the position of the president because it became very vacant. Yeah. So when they contested the elections, Keto Kriku won. But we should also understand that Keto Kriku is not new to Ghana football. He was with...
and that's the man on our screen.
Yes, he's the man on our screen. And this was the 2019 GFA elections.
I see.
I remember during his days with Wasserman United, he also worked as administrative manager of the Ghana League Clubs Association, which is the welfare body for league clubs. Then came Dreams FC, where he served as the executive chairman of the club until he was voted president. This is a club he holds 33.3% shares of. There are 3 of them. Yes, there are 3 of them. Keto Kriku, who is now president of the Ghana Football Association. Yes. There's Mohamed Gigi Alifo, who is the president. And there's Prince Hamid, who is the vice president. So all these 3 people, they all hold 33.3% shares of Dreams FC. So when Keto Kriku became GFA president in 2015, he decided to contest for the position of executive council of the Ghana Football Association. And overwhelmingly, he won. So he had about 43 of the votes going his way to become executive council member of the GFA in 2015. So he served as the chairman of the MTN FA Cup committee because this is a competition that had gone into a hiatus for a very long time. And when he came into office as chairman of that committee, I think he did incredibly well in that position. Yes, he organized the 2015 final in Takoradi, secondly, SC Pond Stadium, where many people were questioning why are you taking Midiama SC and Asante Kotoko to a neutral venue to play the FA Cup final. But it was massive. I covered that final. I covered the 2016 final, which took place in Cape Coast. Bechem United versus Okwao United. I was there. Then in 2017, they organized the Amixable, which was in Tamale. Another great grand finale between Haas and Asante Kotoko. And then he served there until the number 12 happened. So in 2018, we were not able to organize the FA Cup because of number 12 and all that. So when the number 12 happened, he was able to lobby his way. He had delegates voting for him to become GFA president. So
the question about what is changing now, and I'm just looking at the protest we saw a while ago, scores of individuals, and not just footballers or people in the football space. You even have musicians joining this demonstration that we're seeing today. There you have at Rescue, the GFA, Damo, standing up for your right, and so many issues. What has KET done wrong? I guess that's the question on the minds of everyone.
I think what KET has done wrong is dependent on who feels impacted by his decisions at the Ghana Football Association. So one thing I can say for sure is that there are many people within the football family who feel that Keto Kriku, his leadership of Ghana football has been quite divisive. They feel that as president of the Ghana Football Association, you've got a responsibility to bring everyone under one umbrella, which is the Ghana Football Association.
But could this not be an after effect of the number 12? The fact that you still have the Nyantakyi side on against the others who feel that something ought to change.
So if anything of that sort happened, when you're going for elections, right? Everyone has got a message, and everyone would try to paint his opponent black so that he wins. And if these things happen, which many people actually felt that there was bad blood along the line, after you won the elections, what do? You need to bring everyone under one umbrella and let them understand that we're all fighting for the betterment of Ghana football. I've been given the mandate by the people. I need your support to get it done. Yeah. Yeah. If you bring them to the table and they do not come, that is where you can say that, okay, you brought them on, but they said they were going to do it. But you grant an interview and you say you cannot win an election and work with your enemies. Yeah. And in fact, I had interviewed him in 2019, where he said something which was quite interesting. He told me that if you work with your enemy could be the person who would give you the best advice on what you have to do. But when he won the elections, he said you cannot win an election and work with your enemy.
Wow,
so people within the football family,
it's actually, just a matter of experiencing firsthand what leadership brings. Yeah,
exactly. So many people actually feel that Keto Kreku has not been able, and in fact, there are people who also feel that. Yeah. Many of the committees at the Ghana Football Association are not as independent as they claim they are, where they feel, in fact, I've had about 30 clubs actually complaining to me about injustice they've suffered under the leadership of Keto Kreku within 4 years. If as many as 30 members of the GFA are complaining to journalists, and I'm not sure I'm the only person they are complaining to, they've complained to many people. So that is actually a big issue.
This was a time, of course, he had the opportunity to vote ostensibly for himself.
Yes.
He's going and he's up for that election again. What are the chances for Keto Kreku this time around?
Oh, but he's going on the post, so there's no chances to talk about. I only think that the decision to proceed to Tamale to organize the elections, despite threats of injunctions on the GFA elections, I think in fact, I heard Samson explain the last time they were here to talk about Occupy the Jilobi House protest. Yeah. He said that if the notice of an injunction is not properly filed, that one you have a case to proceed. But if you're properly filed, and he will never advise his client to proceed when your opponent feels that something is happening and that you've been fully served.
Because you need to be cautious.
You need to be very cautious. He will not advise his client to do that. But I think from where the Ghana Football Association sees, maybe their lawyers have told them, proceed and organize the elections. After October 25, there's the likelihood that the GFA presidency and other executive council positions are going to be vacant because your tenure is going to end on October 25. So if by October 25, the court processes do not end, it means that Keto Kreku cannot hold himself as president of the Ghana Football Association, and the executive council members cannot also hold themselves.
And that may be a challenge also.
That may be a challenge. Yeah. So proceed. Go and organize the elections. Let's fight the other issues after.
Court. So once you're done, what happens? I was asking about the chances of Ket simply because of the requirements constitutionally, what the FA says about the number of votes needed to secure, first of all, the position, and how many years this will be given Ket.
You need 50 plus 1.
Okay, 50 plus 1, then you're done. Yeah, you're from all the football leagues.
124 delegates.
That's the electoral college.
That's the electoral college of the FA. 124 delegates are assembling to vote. I know many members have told me they will not go for that election because they feel that most of the protesters you saw here, they are not going to vote because they feel that the GFA system has been skewed in favor of...
But that will still give him another term.
Yeah, it gives
for how many years?
4 years.
4 years.
Okay. It doesn't change anything. And maybe if George Afriyie wins his appeal at CAS, because it is only the Court of Arbitration for Sport that can order the Ghana Football Association to organize the elections again. That is if George Afriyie is successful. But if George Afriyie is not, we need to...
a classical case of 4 more to do more. But to do what exactly is the question now
to improve for the game of football. Keto Kreku feels that Ghana football is in safe hands when he is in charge. Yeah. And sometimes you would have to agree with him. We came on the back of a very difficult period where the image of Ghana football was in tatters. It was maimed. Number 12 actually sent a very bad signal about the image of Ghana football. And in fact, I actually believe the Keto Kreku leadership is still reeling from the impact of number 12. Because when you go to corporate institutions seeking for sponsorship, they will tell you, how credible is your product? Yeah. So I think that if he's been able to work within the last 3-4 years and he's been able to even convince some people to come and put money into Ghana football, and he's done something. He has MTN giving him about $2 million for the World Cup. He has as many as 19 sponsors since he came. The fact is, do they have money? The last time I went through their audited accounts, I realized that they had about 40 million Ghana cedis.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And before he came to that office, the GFA, they were suffering. So I think that people can say that with Keto Kriku, but the other issues where they claim that he's not working in the interest of football. He surrounded himself with family and friends. And he told them, I cannot win an election, come and work for interviews. I think those are the only areas I feel are great for him. And if he's able to reposition himself and let people understand that we are all here for the betterment of Ghana football. Come and support me to build the brand Ghana football, and you will be a chief beneficiary.
Okay, we need to go move down. The venue for the election and
it's happening in Tamale. I've forgotten the name of this hotel. That is what happened. But we have our colleague there, Musbah. He'll be there. He'll be giving us loads of details of what is going to be happening on the ground.
And you should always expect the Joy Sports team to bring us the very best of the coverage which is happening. In just about 48 or 24 hours?
Just about 24 hours. I'm sure tomorrow by this time we'll have the president.
Yeah, we'll have a new president. Maybe the old one.
No, we'll have the old president because he's not opposed, so he's just going to continue. Yeah.
Thank you, Muftal, for joining us with the latest on this. And thanks for staying with us here on the Pulse on the Joy News channel. When we get back, President Akufo-Addo has been speaking about democracy. He believes that democracy is on the decline in Africa. But what do we need to do to, sustain the gains we've made over the years? We'll tell you what.